Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the British Tier 8 light tank, the LHMTV. Now this is the Tech Tree light tank and it's a light tank that I very much enjoy. I know a lot of people don't like it for the DPM because as is the case on all the British light tanks, the DPM is absolutely god awful. Terrible DPM. But I like this tank. I like a lot about it. The gun handling on it is very nice. As we showcased there with the snapshot on the HWK as we come over. I do have the snakebite perk crew in this. So I am more likely to hit shots on the move than I am with any other crew. So as we hit that HWK twice on the move. I mean, the dispersion values aren't too bad either, to be honest, so when you move in. So the aim time and the accuracy are quite nice. It's got 2.2 accuracy, 2.2 aim time and like 0.37 accuracy. So the gun hits quite reliably most of the time. And that's what's so nice. You've got this tank with 10 degrees of gun depression, which is great. You've got good mobility. You don't have much horsepower to speak of, so a big enemy of this tank is trees and just destructible cover. Because if you hit, the tank just goes, oh god, I don't know what to do. Oh, I've stopped, and you really can get screwed over so badly. But other than that, the gun handling's good, the mobility is good, like I say, except for if you hit a tree, for which, oh dear. And the alpha damage on the tank as well. On a light tank, the gun mobility and 10 degrees of gun depression, 230 is very, very nice. And I really just enjoy this tank for the all-round experience. Yep, the DPM's terrible, and like I say, that's the thing with all the British lights. Well, all the British lights except for the Becky Lynch Sunlac. Of course, the premium tank has good DPM, it's got a good gun, and to me, I kind of prefer this tank to the Becky Lynch, purely because of the 230 alpha. Yes, the reload's terrible, but I prefer the punchier gun than the 180 hitting gun that the Becky Lynch has. And that's just my personal preference. But yeah, this tank's quite good. Like I say, it could do with a buff. I think they could all do with that DPM buff, because it's not the best. But yeah. So right now we're on Redshire, we've been working the ridges, and we wanted to get a bit of a flanking manoeuvre going, but we spot the piggy. So we've got to do God's work. Get out of here, piggy. And we get shot by this setter, and we're like, okay, we've got to get out of here. Tree number 1, tree number 2, take another hit. That's what I was saying about trees and destructible cover. Really hampers your progress in trying to escape. If I was doing 60k's there, I'd still have stopped dead by hitting that tree. It's just the way it is with these tanks, and they've got no horsepower. So we're going to try and pop a shot into the setter. We do. We'll get it nicely in there. Like I say, that's the combination of good dispersion values when moving and a snakebite perk crew. But that's that reload, 8.26. Oof, it's pretty bad. But so right now I want to move down the K line and spot their TDs at the back. But there's also this heavy that's been threatening this TD. This SU-100. And I want to get rid of him because he can hurt me quite badly. And if I get rid of this threat to my flank and my behind, it's going to serve me fine, because if we get rid of him, then I know that most of their team is in that back corner, so in that KJ line to the back 5 line. So I know they'll be in that little like box. So I know I can progress quite nicely down the K line and spot all the TDs. And what I also want to do is find the other piggy. We want to get rid of him. So we're going to make our snaky moves down the K line, but we're going to take a wide berth so as not to get spotted by anything that could be lurking. But as that Alpine Tiger gets shut down by Alta, we know there's 3 TDs and just the artillery. I was thinking maybe the Burt could have been in this corner, so I'm just making sure I'm going close enough to spot, and we're going to go and take that B line down the K line. Mouthful there. So we're going to try and avoid going in the cap right now, because this cap circle is quite close to the edge, but we don't want to go into it and alert them as to my presence. We want to catch them off guard and drop a shell in. So we're going to move up. We couldn't see that Excalibur then. And we're going to see if we can get some nice shots into him. And as we pop over this ridgeline, how is Artie? Good gun handling, I say, hey? Somehow goes perfectly between the two. That was almost pinpoint. But we load HE to take on the artillery, and he drops below the ridgeline. So we pop it into the back of the Excalibur. And the bread van has absolutely no armour. So it penned him for 279. And I feel like that's quite the low roll. I feel like it's 300 or something maybe on its HE, but there you go. And now we're just going to terrorise this UDES now the AT-15's got done. Poorly led shot there. And this is about that reload. Now I'm just sitting there going, come on, come on, I want to shoot it. I want to shoot it, please. Please let me kill it. Someone bounces because, yeah, UDES has so much armour. So much armour. This is what I'm on about the DPM. In a situation like that, 9 out of 10 times, I would not have got the kill on that UDES. Because the DPM is just so poor. It lets you down in a lot of situations, and like I say, if you cannot brawl other light tanks in this light tank. You can't brawl at all, really. You want to. It's more of a sniper light tank. You want to be shooting people at distance, using your absolutely fantastic camo rating to outspot people and keep popping shots in from range. Because that's the other thing that has, like on that, with that Oni, he couldn't see me. That's because my camera rating's great. If I keep foliage between me and him, he's never going to spot me. And if you have a good crew in it as well, like Green Thumb, Camo, you're gonna do wondrous things with bushes, and you're gonna keep yourself unspotted. So we had 23 shots fired, 20 hits, 20 pens, and that's that great gun handling. Ace tanker, high caliber, Confederate, 3.8k damage, and 4 kills. And like I said, this tank's not bad. I really enjoy it. And we're on to the next game now, which is on Nomonhan, and it's Nomonhan Assault. I'm not a fan of Nomonhan Assault, and that is because of the way that these games can go. These games can end up being capped out so often, because the cap circle on Nomonhan is in the middle of that town, and it's a terrible place. It's full of destructible cover and indestructible cover. You've got to make a guess as to which is destructible, which is not. And it's just irritating to defend. And the other big problem is that this flank that I'm on now, more often than not, we will win this flank and push through heavily and leave the other flank completely exposed for them to come flying in and just cap. And you cannot get back. So it can be a pain in the ass. So I'm not the biggest fan of this map with this. We got lucky there with that Kampfpanzer. He should have hit me, but somehow missed. And we bounced. But we're going to try and be cheeky. He's firing HE, which could be so dangerous to us. But that's the other thing. I just thought about this. We've got very, very good pen on this light tank. 226 on the standard rounds and 250 something on the premium rounds. That's fantastic for a light tank. And that's really, really nice to have. And that means you can pen a multitude of tanks very easily. And like, we're making quite easy work of this Kampfpanzer. Yeah, the Kampfpanzer isn't the most well-armoured tank in the universe when caught out in the open. It's an absolute monster hull down, but when it's out in the open, the side armour's trash. The lower plate is about 190 effective, so it's very easy to pen for most most tanks, especially since it's a tier 9. Most tanks at tier 9 will butter it. But it's very good hull down. But we made quite easy work of that guy, and then we snapped the shot on the Tiger 1, Again, Sniper Bite perk, and also the fact that we were really close to him as well, that helps. And we're now going to try and put ourselves in a position to get some nice shots off. And we spot this Diamondback, we pop a shot into his side, and we're sat at a nice distance. This distance is far enough that this Diamondback will pretty much not spot us. And we're switching to premium rounds because we will struggle to pen this Diamondback. And if with the angle we've got on him, we can pen that upper plate, lower plate, whatever you want to call it, quite easily with APCR if we hit it. This guy's got our number. He knows where we are. So I'm not going to sit and keep firing at him. Well, I'm not going to fire at him and just sit still in the same place, because there's a chance he could hit me quite easily. So we're just going to keep popping shots and then pull him forward to stay away from him. And like I say, at the angle he's facing down, with our 250 odd penny APCR rounds, we're making short work of his armour. And in, you know, a reasonably short space of time for this DPM, we're up to 3k damage. We're shooting track this Diamondback, 3.1k damage, and now this, we could kill this guy, but I'm pretty sure the T44 will kill him. So I'm thinking, you know what, actually I'm going to stop harassing this Legion. And the T44 does shoot the Diamondback. However, I think he's firing HE. And the Bison luckily shuts him down. I thought that the reason I left that Diamondback was because the T44 was behind him, and I thought he's definitely going to get killed by this T44, so I'm not even going to waste the shell, and I'm going to start pumping damage into this Legion. But apparently not. Sometimes you can have too much faith in your teammates. So now that Diamondback's gone, and there's just this Legion on very little health, we can move up and try and flank round. And again, engine power problems. As soon as I hit a tree, we lose engine power. But even bigger problems, water. These light tanks do not like water. You go in any sort of puddle and your tank just stops. You go from like 60 kilometers an hour to like 20 in the space of 2 seconds flat. And that's not very good. It's not very helpful. So we spot the CDC, we try and pop a shot on the move. No, don't work. Oh well. Get another shell in. We're up to 3.6k now, and this is a nice game for this light tank. And we spot this T28 prot, and we're unspotted now, so I can pop a shot at it. But I am in the open, so while I'm pretty confident he won't spot me until I fire. Well, even if I fire, he will now. I don't want to sit in the open. And then randomly the T29 is looking this way, but sure, fine. Good gun handling comes into play, smacks him, kills him. We're up to 4k damage. Obviously that first shot we took on the T28 prot earlier on, good gun handling, clearly slaps the front of him at a stupid angle. But we've got this Conqueror in mind to go and harass, but this 50 TP is nice in the open, and we want to keep pumping shots in. And I'm quite wary that I've only got 7 shells left. That means we've had some good going in this game. But I want to make sure that my shells hit. I don't want to miss these shells, because every shell is vital now. And we're just going to keep pumping shots into this 50 TP. Like I say, keep backing up so we can get the shots in and not miss them. 3 shells left. And this reload is slow. We're waiting. Pop a shot into the side of his turret. I'm not worried about the cap right now because we've got people nearby, and I'm pretty sure that they, again, having faith in teammates, they should go back. We bounce off the side of that 50 TP, which is annoying. We're up to 5k damage though in this light. 5k damage is nice for this tank. 454 assistance, and we're going to go hunting this Conqueror somewhere. Now I thought he might be looking the other way, trying to help his teammate, but no. And obviously the first shot we take all game sets us on fire. How, that's so annoying. And then he manages to finish us off. RNG for you, isn't it, really? That right there is RNG in a nutshell. And they shut down the guy in the cap, which means that we're more than likely going to win, because we've got so many people now against this Conqueror, and the victory looks certainly in sight. He shuts down the KV-4. The IS makes sure, pots the shell in, the atomic finishes them off. Easy win. 5k damage, 4 kills, and that's just this light tank. I really enjoy the LHMTV so much. It's a blast to play for me personally. I know there's people that don't like it. I know Goodcat really hates this tank, but yeah, personally I really enjoy it. So we get an ace tanker, high caliber, sniper medal, 33 shots fired, 29 hits, 23 pens. What can I say? This tank's really fun to play for me. And the light tank line, although it's got terrible DPM, is worth going up. It's quite a fun. It is quite a fun line to play. Takes a bit of nous to play properly, but yeah, it's fun to go down. So as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.